I talk to sellers every day that have heard how big of an opportunity TikTok Shop is, and so they think if they can connect their Shopify store to it, they hope to see at least a portion of the level of success that they're seeing a lot of others have. But inevitably, they struggle to make consistent sales despite the products that sell well on other platforms for them for several reasons. Maybe it's that those specific products don't translate best on TikTok Shop. Maybe it's that they have a hodgepodge of suppliers mixed in, and it's tough to manage all their products as effectively as it is on their own website. Maybe it's their listing and their product videos, and maybe they don't stand out enough. But one extremely important variable that almost nobody considers is pricing. Most stores are losing out on 35% or more of potential sales due to static pricing, and either giving away their products too cheap or pricing them too high and missing out on sales. And 35% might not seem like a lot to you, but over a few hundred or even a few thousand sales, that is a lot of money that you're missing out on. This is a big issue no matter where you sell. Imagine being one of just hundreds of people selling the same product, for example. How do you make sure that your store and your product stands out to get the sale? Depending on the products that you're selling, there are usually dozens or more like hundreds of other sellers that are targeting the same customer base with that same product. While this can indicate that there's a market for those products, it also means that your product's prices and your customers' attention might be oversaturated. So how do you stand out from the competition and ensure that your store is the one the customers choose when they're ready to buy? Good videos that demonstrate how the product solves a problem, is different or differentiated, how it can help the customer's life easier and increase their status in some kind of way, of course, all of those matter. But also your pricing. If you're trying to sell products without a smart repricer, you're competing with one hand tied behind your back at the minimum. It doesn't matter if you're selling on your own website, a Shopify store, or on TikTok Shop in this case, or wherever. All these offer massive opportunities, but because there's now more sellers to compete with who also realize that too, it is a little bit more competitive. For instance, if a potential customer is shown various infrared phone cleaners, for example, that are all priced between $25 and $35, and your offer comes in at $50, what are the chances that they'll choose yours? Probably pretty low. That's not to say that price is the only factor, of course, but it is a major one that all customers consider. You can have the best copy, the most engaging video, and the perfect storytelling to your target customer, but if your product is significantly overpriced compared to the other competition, you're gonna struggle to make consistent sales. And if you underprice your product, then you're leaving money on the table with every sale, often without even realizing it. Or worse, you're communicating to the potential customer that your product is less valuable than it is, and believe me, buyer psychology is a very real thing that you cannot overlook. So does that mean that you constantly need to be checking competitors? Constantly comparing your prices to theirs and constantly changing them just to optimize and adjust? No. Business owners in the right mind would not want to do that, and even if you did, chances are it would take a ton of time that you wouldn't be very good at anyway. It turns out humans aren't that great at determining the best prices for their products and services, at least not as good as AI or even close. And that's why I recommend an AI repricer like Priya AI. It's constantly assessing the market conditions, the potential buyer pool and demand for your product, and your competitors' prices, and then updating yours around the clock. It is a game changer for any e-com business, and it takes all of that into account. And this is exactly why you can't afford to keep your prices static all the time unless you want to give the money and the sales away to the competition. Because Priya AI is super easy to use. It connects automatically to your Shopify store seamlessly and then dynamically reprices all your products for you in real time. It analyzes millions of data points to ensure that your prices are optimized by considering factors like your competition's prices, current consumer behavior and market demand, and many other important data points that it checks out and takes into consideration when making your adjustments. This means that you can focus on what's actually important to sell your products and focus on what you actually enjoy doing, not constantly checking what the competitors are pricing at. While Priya ensures your prices are competitive all the time without your focus and without your effort. Plus, their AI model has improved a lot since the first time I made a video on this months back. There's been a bunch of training, tons of data from hundreds of stores that have successfully used it. And it's constantly getting better day by day. Not to mention, the best part is that it's completely free to try, so you can test it out completely free for yourself to see just how much of a difference it makes for you. They just introduced a 3-day trial for every one of their plans, and they also introduced a new cost-effective 3-month plan if you decide to stick with it long term. And once you set it up in your dashboard, you can see in real time the learning status for all your products and prices. And its intuitive AI shows you all the historical data that it's analyzing too. So you know what it's optimizing over time, what your current prices are at, and what it's taking into account to actually make those decisions. So for all of you out there that are dropshipping on TikTok Shop or dropshipping on Shopify, or using both of them together like a lot of you are, and aren't seeing the results that you want, give this software a try. You can get more sales, put more money in your pocket, and improve your branding, all by transforming your prices and your strategy from guesswork into science and data-backed decisions. I will link the free trial in the description if you want to try it out. A smart repricer is essential for every e-com business, no matter where you're selling, if it's TikTok Shop, Shopify, Amazon, or anywhere else. And Priya AI is the best repricer I found for Shopify stores. Check it out. I mean, imagine finally seeing the consistent sales that you've been striving for after all the hard work, all the time, and all the effort that you've put in. I've been there. With this on your side, you're not just competing, you are dominating. Really hope it helps.